Hello everyone, welcome back to another FPL video on my channel. These are my Game Week 3 transfer plans. So my early thoughts into the changes I'm looking to make in my team ahead of Game Week 3. Game Week 2 is not yet concluded. I'm currently on 40 points. I still have Saliba, Saka and Martinelli to play the fixture in Game Week 2, so there's more points still to come in Game Week 2, so I'm hoping for more returns for my players and then maybe we can finish the Game Week on a high. So this is how my team currently looks without making any changes. I still think it's a good enough team for me to field in Game Week 2, but obviously we can still make a change and bring in players which have the best fixtures, not from just one game week but from the next few game weeks. So I've got two players in my team that I'm looking to transfer out. The first player is Edouard and the second player is Mudryk. Now with Edouard, he plays Brentford, Wolves, Aston Villa and Fulham in the next 4 fixtures. Now the change is not really based on fixtures because I don't think those fixtures are very difficult, but I'm just looking at better options that I can bring into my team. The second player is Mudryk. Now with Mudryk, I'm just concerned with the minutes that he's currently getting. He didn't start in the first fixture, he only came on in the second half in the second fixture of the season, so it currently looks like he's not going to be starting and his minutes are limited. So there's other 6.5 million midfielders that I can bring into my team that can give me some good returns. So those are the two players that I'm looking to transfer out of my team heading into Game Week 3. Now with Edouard, the first player I'm looking at is Nicholas Jackson. So I've got enough funds in the bank to make that upgrade from Edwards to Nicholas Jackson. Now with Jackson, he plays Luton at home in Game Week 3. He's got Nottingham Forest in Game Week 4, Bournemouth in Game Week 5, and then he plays Aston Villa in Game Week 6. He's one of those players that's looked very good, but he hasn't really returned in the past 2 games. So making a change to bring in Nicholas Jackson is just going to be because of the fixtures that Chelsea have in the next 3 games. So I think it's justified to make that change to bring in Nicholas Jackson, but it's just one of the players that I'm looking at as an option. And the second option is Yohan Wissa from Brentford. Now Brentford play Crystal Palace in Game Week 3, Bournemouth in Game Week 4, Newcastle in Game Week 5, and then they play Everton in Game Week 6. When I try to compare those 2 options that I'm currently looking at, Jackson is got the better fixtures, but the stats are backing Yohan Wissa. Now Yohan Wissa has got 2 goals and a single assist in the last 2 game weeks, and Jackson has got no goals and no assist in the last 2 game weeks. So if you're looking at the stats, I think Wissa is the one that I should really be going for. He's cheaper than Jackson and I think he's the one that's getting the returns at the moment. Obviously, Jackson is got the better fixtures coming up, but Yohan Wissa is the one that's got the return. So maybe in the upcoming game weeks, even though Brentford could look to have difficult fixtures, but the fact that they're actually returning could be the reason that I should be going for Wissa. So I've got those 2 options between Yohan Wissa and Nicholas Jackson as my options if I decide to replace Edouard. The second transfer option I have is to transfer out Mudryk. So Chelsea do have very good fixtures like I said, but there's a minute concern with Mudryk. He came on in the second half against West Ham United and he didn't really have that much effect in that fixture. You know, West Ham United played 10 men behind the ball, so he couldn't really do any effect with no space running behind. So I think I can give him a pass, but I think I'm not very pleased with the minutes that he's currently getting. So I'm looking to maybe move Mudryk on. Now the first option is to bring in Mbeumo, who plays against Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Newcastle and Everton in the next 4 fixtures. And the second option is Foden, who plays against Sheffield United, Fulham, West Ham United and Everton. Now when I compare those 2 options, Mbeumo is cheaper than Foden, but Foden is the one with the better fixtures. Now Mbeumo has got 3 goals in the last 2 games, but Foden has got no goals and 1 assist in the past 2 games. So Foden has managed to play 90 minutes in those 2 games, but I think he's not really returned as much. He looked very well in the last fixture against Newcastle, but I think one other thing that I have to consider is the minutes that he's going to get. Bernardo Silva is currently injured, John Stones is currently injured, so when they return back into the team, I'm quite not sure he will be getting as much minutes as he's getting at the moment. So I think with the Man City players, there's always something to think about before we make that change, because there's always a risk of rotation in that team. So Foden is someone that I'm looking at, but I think it's something that I'll have to make the decision down the line because of the minutes that he may be a risk depending on how the team is at Man City. So those are the options that I'm looking at as my transfer thoughts heading into Game Week 3. And finally, I think Raheem Sterling has managed to make his way into my transfer thoughts. He looked very good today when he played against West Ham. Obviously, it's a fixture that they lost, but I haven't seen Sterling play as well as he did today against West Ham United. So I think with a performance like that, I think he could be encouraged to play even better with the fixtures that Chelsea have in the upcoming game. So Sterling is also another one that I'm looking at. So those are the changes that I'm looking to make in my team heading into GAMEWEEK 3. If you found the video helpful in any way, please do leave a like on the video. It helps a lot, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.